connecting Indigenous musicians and artists to the world. Welcome to Indigenous Superstars with your host, Rhonda Head.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Today is my 82nd guest since I first started Indigenous Superstars back in April, so I'm really excited about that. I'm just going to turn this fan low here. So before I get on to the show, I just want to acknowledge everyone wearing orange shirts today. It's Every Child Matters today after the devastating news that we heard this past week about the 250 babies that were found buried at a residential school site and church site in BC. And it's unfortunate that this had to happen. You know, it brought me to my knees, and I've been crying off and on. It's really devastating news that for all of us, especially for Indigenous people whose our parents attended residential school, and for us intergenerational, it triggered all of us, but it also triggered the rest of Canada, and it just kind of like jarred them, I guess, to make them understand. You know, our parents have been talking about this for years and years, and this one story that was announced on a couple of days ago about the children, it just kind of dug a knife into everyone's back to like make them aware of this issue really happened to our people. And it's really unfortunate that it took this story to make a huge impact on the rest of Canada, to realize that what our people went through. And I'm sure there's lots of children buried in many residential schools across Canada, and churches where the children were forcibly taken away from home and from their families, and so a lot of them didn't come home. And you know, it brought back memories of my mom, who, when she always talked about her horrible experience in residential school. So I want to give thanks to everyone honoring the children that never made it home, and to bring about awareness that every child really does matter. So I want to give you a big hi. And moving on, or going on to the other news that I want to talk about. Tomorrow is World Pride Day, and I'm hosting a show with four other beautiful women from right across Canada. It's called the Night of the Divas, and we're hosting a show tomorrow night on Indigenous Superstars. So I hope you are able to join us tomorrow in conjunction with World Pride Day. Also on Wednesday, we're hosting the live music fundraiser where I was hosting a talent show for the past couple of weeks, and 3 of the contestants are moving on to the finale, which is going to be happening on Wednesday night. And all the youth that participated, and they all sang beautifully, so it's going to be tough competition. So they all have a chance to win, or you know, they're all going to compete for a chance to win $1,000, and this event is being put on by Clear Sky Connections, ICT Youth and Initiative, and Indigenous Superstars. So I hope you'll be able to join in and get to listen to the incredible talented youth from Manitoba. And my last announcement is what I've been pushing this for the past couple of weeks.
It's an evening of celebration as the Inaugural Indigenous Superstars Music Awards 2021 features 26 categories and the chance to take home Top Honor of the Year. This awards ceremony will increase awareness of a songwriter's craft and gain recognition online and through promotion. The show will be streamed live on Indigenous Superstars and Frog Radio, with an announcement coming soon on the date of our awards celebration. To register your songs or single, they must have been released and distributed on Spotify between January 1st, 2019 and July 31st, 2021 at midnight. Entries for submissions are already underway. For all the details, and to see the list of 26 categories, plus hear artist song entries, please visit our website at indigenousuperstars.com.
So there you go, folks. If you recorded Indigenous musicians, if you recorded a song after 2019 January, you're eligible to enter the song for an award. So hope to see your submissions coming in, as I've already gotten a few musicians submitting. So let's keep them coming in, and it's going to be an awesome award show when it's time to give out the awards. The other thing I wanted to share is that I just got an email today from Buzzsprout regarding my podcast of all the interviews that I did, and today I got word that my podcasts have been downloaded 750 times. So that's really, really awesome. I have a website under Buzzsprout. I'll post it on my group page later, so you can go check out the past interviews of all the amazing musicians that I interviewed. So right at this time, I'm going to read the bio of my next awesome guest, and her name is Donita Large. Donita is a Cree singer-songwriter that can lift the hair on the back of your neck when you experience her singing and feel the story in her songs. Immersed in Métis country and gospel music, Donita began singing at a young age at important life events like weddings and funerals. Donita learned early that music could help with healing. Donita started to add blues, rocks, traditional and contemporary music to her Indigenous music to her genres. Performing solo and in groups, Donita has sang in Indigenous women's acapella and drum groups for special events, like in the Indigenous and Black Choir for a Johnny Reid CCMA performance, an Indigenous quintet performance at Carnegie Hall, and on intimate stages like for an Edmonton tribute to the hip Downie Wenjack Fundraiser. Most recently, in May 2021, Donita created and produced the music for a University of Alberta educational video called Territorial Acknowledgements, going beyond the script. Please welcome my awesome guest, Donita Large. Hey, Donita.
I like how you're saying my name, Rhonda.
Am I saying it right?
It's creative. I like it. It's Donita. It's really close though.
Okay.
But Donita,
right.
That's cool too.
Donita, okay.
Yeah, all good.
Awesome. Good. But I'm really happy you're joining. You're my 82nd guest today, and normally I ask a few questions before we get into our first song, but this time I'm gonna do it differently because we acknowledged the 215 children that didn't get to go home, and you asked if you could sing an honor song. So can you start off with singing your honor song?
Absolutely. I'll just talk a little bit about this song and where it came from, and talk about why I chose to sing it today. To me, it's just fitting that I got asked to sing on this date. We didn't know everything that was going to happen that would culminate in this day. And it's been an emotional day, as Rhonda was talking about. There's a lot of feeling that I think many Indigenous people are feeling. I think Canadians as a whole are feeling the loss of 215 children. And I think the awareness that, these are children that never made it home has really hit our communities. And I know it hit, people at my work today. And it was so good to see the people in my school wearing orange and honoring those lives and the families. As Indigenous people who've had family members who've gone to residential school, I've had lots of family members who've gone to residential school, including my father. And, we can't imagine what it'd be like to, have someone who didn't make it home. I was talking to my dad actually tonight, and, we were talking about a sibling that I had found on record that he didn't get to know because we just have record of them and we don't know what happened to them or where they're buried. And, so I think as Indigenous people, we knew that the mass graves exist across Canada when it comes to residential schools. But I think for what had happened, for the bodies to be found, it just makes it all that more real and brings up that communal sorrow that we feel, and that support we want to give to those families. And for survivors, I think it just brings up, it reminds them of that past, and having worked with many survivors, helping them with residential school claims, just how painful those stories are when they have to be thinking about those things. And so this song I wrote actually a few years back now, and when it came to me, it just seemed like then I knew I was going to be singing it for things like this, and it was to be honoring people in different ways. And so this song is called Ancestors in My Bones. And so I just want to take this opportunity to sing it for the families and for the survivors of the students that were found. I feel the ancestors in my bones. They're calling me to protect my home. These teachings are all that we have known. We must pass them to the children before they are grown. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. I feel the ancestors in my bones. They're calling me to protect my home. Mother Earth is crying for us to atone. Cannot do this alone. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, hey-ya, hey-oh. I feel the ancestors in my bones. They're calling me to protect my home. Our ability to heal is what we should hone. Because the path of destruction is what we have shown. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Hey-ya, 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 hey-oh. Do you feel the ancestors in your bones? Are they calling you to protect your home? Don't let society fool you into doubting where you belong. Together, our circle is strong. Hey-ya, 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 hey-yo. Hey-ya, 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 hey-yo. Hey-ya, 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 hey-yo. Hey-ya,
Thank you so much for sharing that. That was beautiful. Thank you very much. Oh, I gotta take a breath after that.
Right? Those cleansing, healing breaths that we need, you know, when we're emotional. It's hard to get air and and hard to sing.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but thank you for sharing that. It's a beautiful, beautiful tribute and a beautiful, beautiful song.
thank you so much.
I felt it. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. So how did you get into singing and into music?
Well, I was born into a family of music, and so it was really easy to have music around me all the time. Um, you know, one of the things that I grew up with is like a lot of fiddle players, a lot of uncles playing fiddle and there's guitar, and a lot of family members singing. And you know, we sang country, we sang gospel in church, we sang, you know, just kind of like all the time. And you know, I remember just, you know, like my cookum was always like, "Come on, sing," you know, like you'd be told, and you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna sing," and you just did. And as I got older, I think, you know, I think as many kids do, they go through a time where, you know, confidence isn't 100%. And I think there was a time I was like, you know, am I gonna sing? Am I a singer? I don't know. And then with school, I started singing more again. I started singing, you know, at concerts in school, and then I started to get asked to sing for a lot of events, community events, you know, for people's weddings, and you know, and then of course in our communities we have we have wakes, and in some communities we can have up to 4 days of wakes, and usually that's a lot of singing. And so you know, to go support the families in their times of grief. And so there was just kind of like waves of different times and places that singing would come in. And but I don't really think I started getting serious about singing until I became an adult.
I remember we met a few years ago at the Arts Center with David Strickland, and that was a really great residency when we were there. And you were you were there helping him and teaching us as well. And you know, I left that residency with so much knowledge and so much more than when I went in there. It was so it was such a big eye opener, and I'm so glad I went and I got to meet you, and first time I got to hear you sing, and your voice is so powerful, and it just blew me away when I first heard you sing.
Oh, thank you. I remember like every time going to Banff, and just so grateful for that whole experience and that program. It was a voice intensive that was created by Sandra Laurent at the Banff Arts Center, and I got to go at the very beginning as a participant, like how you were there, and experience it from that way. And when they invited me back to get mentored as a associate vocal coach, it was like, what, you want me to go to what? Okay, sure. Like it was just so like humbling to be asked to do something like that, and to be able to work with such dynamic voice coaches. Mika Barnes was the first, and then with David Smuckler, and learning what I found with David was just like how he taught us about breath and, you know, being in our body. That was just so like, it was mind blowing for me too, to work alongside him and learn those techniques. And it's, you know, it's not only affected my singing, it's affected like my whole practice working with people too, is just how important getting grounded is, and and that breath work. So yeah, I totally remember all of that so fondly, and remember you singing the Cree opera style. I was like, wow, that's cool. Like I just was really excited about hearing Cree and opera and the work that you were doing, and of course I love watching you and seeing you in your beautiful shoes and all that stuff too.
I gotta get back in that.
I know COVID has kind of taken out the high heels for a bit, but we'll get it back.
All I could do is just show them off, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
So upon reading your bio, it's I read that you performed at Carnegie Hall. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was really early. I was I think I was like 21 years old. So like, so that was half a lifetime ago. And at the time it was Indigenous women's acapella group. So I was one of the founding members of the group S&E. And at the very beginning, there was 5 of us. It was just at that time, like to come together and be able to sing a cappella and harmonies and sing Cree and use rattles and use drums. And it was a beautiful experience to come together as women and create those sounds together. And there was a Canadian choral celebration that was happening at Carnegie, and we submitted and were accepted. And so we got to go down to New York and go practice with the different choirs. We got to sing like full songs with all the choirs. There was like the Winnipeg group was there. There was just like these amazing huge choirs that we got to sing with. And then it was our time, to go on to the stage. And Carnegie is amazing. Like the acoustics in that space are just, there's nothing like it. And to walk it on that stage and just, these 5 little Nahia women walking out in our moccasins was just like the coolest experience to be able to sing on that stage.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I got to sing in Carnegie Hall too, but I went with the Fenflon Choir.
Nice.
So and we were supposed to go again in April or this year or last year, but that got postponed because of COVID. Yeah. So I'm hoping to go maybe next year. Hopefully,
yes.
We'll be able to attend there again. And yeah, Carnegie Hall is sure one beautiful venue, and the acoustics are amazing. And yeah, I wanted you to share your experience because I had my own experience there too, and it's just so incredible. And just being in New York City, it's so much fun, and it adds to the experience too, right?
Oh, it's definitely a memory of a lifetime, right? Like it's so hard to describe. Like it's almost surreal. I think when you're on a stage like that, like, I don't know about you, but I've had times where I'll get the random dream where I'm dreaming I'm singing on a big stage or something like that, and Carnegie's like that. Like it's like a dream. Like when you're standing on that stage.
Yeah, it's totally, and it's so beautiful too. It's just like it is like a dream, and I think it's every musician's dream to sing at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah,
and we fulfilled it. We did it.
It's so cool.
So you recently collaborated with Cindy Paul, and she's such a great musician. Overall, she's a great songwriter and composer, and so how did you end up collaborating with Cindy Hall? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, for sure. So the reason sorry, just got a frog in my throat. So Cindy and I actually met through Cheryl Suapegam and Debbie Cool, because we all started talking about creating a new women's group. And it's called Nipsey, which means willow. And we were getting together, and then the pandemic happened. And so the bonus out of all of that is that I got to meet Cindy before everything happened, and we quickly became friends because anybody who meets Cindy Paul loves Cindy Paul. She's just a beautiful human being. And so singing with her and getting to know her, and she lives up north, and so I didn't get to see her too much, but then we started to chat, and the song that I created, this blues song, it had been, I've been singing it for the last, I don't know, close to 2 years, but I got to a place where I was like, I really want to record this. I really want to have a single come out. And she's like, I really want to try producing. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is our time. And so it kind of just started out with just kind of joking about it. And then we just like, no, let's do this. Like, let's try it. And so, did all the COVID safe and studio recording in my basement. And yeah, we made it happen. And I'm just super grateful that she made the time and took on the project because, and it's, when you're learning a whole new craft, it's such a big learning curve. And so there's a lot of time and effort that goes into that. And so I'm just so appreciative for making that time and also introducing me to the studio players that are on the single. It's not a CD yet. So we have the lead guitar. He's playing lead guitar, steel guitar, and bass. That's Gord Matthews, and she plays with Gord on a regular basis. And he's phenomenal. Like, I mean, he literally came in, listened to the song. He's like, yeah, no problem. Let's record. Boom. He was like done. And then we sent it off to a friend of hers, Jamie Cooper, who did the drums. And then she got help with the final mix and mastering from a young man. He's only 21 years old. His name was Asani Belkran, and he's in Winnipeg. He's a rapper, and he did the final mastering. So super cool that we've got such a young man working on the song. So yeah, that's how it came together.
That's so awesome. Thank you for sharing. So are you ready to sing your second song?
I think I am. I don't know about you guys, but it's really hot here today, and this room is like really hot. So just give me 1 second, and I'm gonna turn this thing on over here, and then turn my music on, and I'll be ready to go. Gonna walk that road, gonna walk that line. I'll remember when you were mine. I thought you loved me for all time, but I lived in silence and I was wrong. And I walked that road, and I walked that line. When I met you, I must confess that I was really such a mess. But I see what I had done, lost myself and everyone. And I walked that road, and I walked that line. Oh, I'm gonna walk that line. Oh, I'm gonna walk that line. Dreaming good, dreaming fine. Gonna walk that line. Oh, gonna walk that line. touch lost its flame. All I got was all kinds of pain. I was the fire to your rain, and I walked that road, and I walked that line. Oh, I'm gonna walk that line. Oh, I'm gonna walk that line. Dreaming God, dreaming God. Walk that line. Oh, walk that line. Gonna walk that line. Gonna walk that line. I'm gonna walk that line, lady.
Woo, what an awesome song. I love that song.
Oh, thanks. I'm so excited.
That
You
was
know,
so
I
awesome. Sounded so
yeah.
cool. I was like, I love the blues.
Oh,
That
it's-
bluesy
yeah.
sound. Yeah, that's so good. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. I think you have some of your cousins tuning in. They're saying,
Oh,
hi,
sweet.
cousins.
Hi, cousins.
Yeah, oh, maybe they're my cousins. I don't know.
They're
And
my
Kim
cousins
from
too, then.
Kansas.
My cousins.
Kim from Kansas is tuning in, giving you a heart. Jennifer Wood from Winnipeg said she's amazing. So great to see her people's journey. She's a role model. Kim from Kansas said beautiful voice. Mary Graham from Winnipeg says awesome. Kim just gave you 3 claps. Facebook user, woohoo! So thank you so much for tuning in. So where can we find your music online?
So the song is going to be officially released on Saturday. So I'm having a single release party. If you want to join us, it'll be on Facebook. And so just go to Donita Large Music, and it'll be on Saturday at 7 o'clock Alberta time. So that's Mountain Standard Time. So if you'd like to, come hang out with us, I'm going to be doing the first set, and then I've invited some amazing guests. I've got Zachary Willier, he's a fiddle player. He's a young man. He's amazing. I've got my friend Stephen Bowers, who's a folk artist, and he's phenomenal. And we also got Cindy Paul. And so a great night of just celebrating music together. So I hope you come and join us. And on Saturday, that's when the song will be ready for download on digital download, pretty much on the services that most platforms. So yeah, all that information will be on Saturday.
That's so exciting. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy. It's like a bucket list thing.
Awesome. So do you have any parting words?
I guess something I've been thinking about today is just with everything that has been going on today, and just the heaviness of the day, that I was just thinking a lot about how when we're doing this alone, it's heavy, it's hard, but when we're doing this together and as a community, we lift each other up, and it makes it bearable together. And we need each other. We need our circle. And so just lots of love to everybody. And if you need love from me, just let me know. You want me to call you and sing to you, I'll sing to you. And just sending love out to people.
Thank you so much. So awesome of you to offer that. I'm sure a lot of people, we all need that right now, and I'm really glad that you're my 82nd guest. You weren't you were number 82 for a reason, especially with the announcement of the 250 children that never made it home, and your beautiful song you shared with us today. Thank you so much for that. And I just want to say thank you for everyone tuning in today. I want to tell everyone to stay safe, stay healthy, hand sanitize, social distance, wear your mask, and go get vaccinated. My next guest is the awesome Dustin Harding, and thank you for tuning in tonight.
Tune in again next time when Rhonda interviews another up-and-coming Indigenous superstar. Only on Indigenous Superstar.